and welcome. We're gonna have to start doing this thing a little bit different in terms of starting off with music and stuff like that. We're not gonna be starting off with music and I'm gonna have to smoke before the show because you know what I'm saying, the platform is growing and it seems to me that because the platform is growing, YouTube is watching a bit harder, which is fine. Which is fine. Everything is fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this off. I'm gonna open some things up and then we gonna get going. My weekend was pretty solid. I had a very good weekend. Things are coming along well. I'm really excited about moving forward. We got Jenny Jupiter, we got Fritza, we got G, we got Look at the Trees, we got Lord of Bananas. But yes, now we just gonna go ahead and start things off without the music and without smoking and stuff because again, things are coming along, things are growing, and like it really would just be counterproductive to be like, no, I'm good. Like it's not that serious. You feel me? So we still gonna have a good time, and as we continue to grow, we'll look for ways to get things going on other platforms. But other than that, there's really no difference. You know what I'm saying? I had a good weekend. I had a very good weekend, and I'm ready to go. Did y'all do anything fun? It's been really nice out here. I hung out with some friends and talked to family. My mom and dad, they were in Colorado all last week for their 40th wedding anniversary. So that was a really good time. Y'all can catch me today. I'm gonna be on Indisputable. Hana, you said what Trump's spokesperson said about what the vermin thing. Is that what you talking about? You talking about when he was talking about vermin? We got Mike Nice in the building. Hello. Hello, hello. Man, I was thinking about, just man, never mind. I'll say that for another stream. We're gonna have to say that for Lock Talk. I was about to start ranting about how, just how often people who are like overly masculine, how they're like trying to hide certain types of things in the media here and there. But we'll save that for a Lock Talk episode. You know what I'm saying? Like so how oftentimes, some people, we live in a time where people are more accepting of the LGBTQ community. So, like sometimes when you got these people who are like really overly aggressive and they're like taking charge and trying to come down on everybody all the time, it's like, bro, like just just be you, man. Ain't nobody tripping. But I think that'll actually be a really good Lock Talk episode. We'll have to bring somebody else on there to discuss that. You said how about rant chat? Hold on. Okay, here we go. Now let's go ahead and get into today's news. But yeah, I think that'd be a good topic of discussion in Lock Talk. Just kind of talking about, as we go into an era where again, people are generally more accepting of the LGBTQ community or just differences in general. Like that also could be like people being atheists, people being from other countries, having different views, whatever that may be. And the counterculture of trying to reel that back. So like the counterculture being stuff like the reversal of Roe v. Wade and all these Republican states doing everything they can to pass 6-week abortion bans and things like that. Um, it's unfortunate, but it's interesting how the more you progress forward, there's always forces trying to skirt. No, 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 no. We got to pull it back. The fight can never end. We can't. We can never stop the fight. All right, so let's see what's up. Where are we gonna start off with today? And again, you can catch me. Excuse me, with Mayor Mondale Robinson. I'll be on with him at 2:30 this afternoon on Indisputable. Okay, so apparently Tim Scott dropped out. Nobody really cares about that, but we'll look at some comments. But let's see. And then what? Like the Secret Service was shooting at was shooting at people earlier today. That's what we about to look at right now. Hold on, check this out. Oh, give it a sec. It's not showing. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Secret Service agents protecting Biden's granddaughter opened fire when three people tried to break into SUV. I was like, the fuck? Like, first and foremost, I was thinking like maybe these people had no idea that it was Biden's granddaughter. Because if they did, I mean, because you trying to jack a car, you taking a gamble anyway. But you do it to the president's granddaughter, man. You out your damn mind. So let's see what happens. Now I was like, I hope they didn't know, but we'll see. Secret Service agents protecting President Joe Biden's granddaughter opened fire after three people tried to break into an unmarked Secret Service vehicle in the nation's capital. A law enforcement official told the Associated Press. The agents assigned to protect Naomi Biden were out with her in the Georgetown neighborhood late Sunday night when they saw the three people breaking a window of the parked and unoccupied SUV, the official said. The official could not discuss details of the investigation publicly and spoke to the AP on Monday on the condition of anonymity. One of the agents opened fire, but no one was struck by the gunfire. The Secret Service said in a statement. The three people were seen fleeing in a red car, and the Secret Service said it put out a regional bulletin to Metropolitan Police to be on the lookout for it. Washington has seen a significant rise in the number of carjackings and car thefts this year. Police have reported more than 750 carjackings. Uh, okay. See, I was like, man, I bet they just ran up on it because they was just thinking it was some car and they didn't know. Because man, if you willingly choose to do some shit like that, you said Uncle Tim will get you blazed off. Oh, Uncle Tim. Okay, yeah. Speaking of Uncle Tim, we he dropped out, so we got that. Hold on, let me see. First, let's go over this because I need to send a text real quick. So let's check this out. Ex GOP comms director gets in Kerry Lake's face over election denialism. I wish you'd stop talking about this fake thing.
I'm not okay with that. I want you to be able to talk whatever you guys say on the circus. I want to be able to have conservative students. I'm not okay with that. I want you to be able to talk whatever you guys say on the circus. I want to be able to have conservative students not being shamed on our
This is like a
universities.
golden age for conservative student speech. It's like it's the best time ever. If you're a conservative student, and you want to talk. You have huge platforms. I went to watch you speak at Turning Point USA.
That's very true. I mean, like, first and foremost, the conservative position on a lot of these things um is defending the status quo. But the idea that conservatives are somehow being kept from speaking is ridiculous because we have so many different platforms. There's always a way to get around loop. There's a loophole in everything. Um, sometimes you want to do a stream, like for instance, like I started this stream today without the music, right? Just because it's starting to become counterproductive to do something that I know is going to shut the stream down. You feel me? Like, because the platform's growing, we got other stuff going on. So, like, to keep it would just be counterproductive. But that doesn't mean that we can never listen to music again. I just need to improve my infrastructure, and then there's another platform we can do this on. And that's basically what I'm getting at. Is just always a way around something. I mean, even the most egregious people who make the most ridiculous content, like they can just go to Rumble, you know, like that platform Rumble, where like everybody who gets kicked off of YouTube goes. You feel me? Like there's always a way around something. Um, and then there's channels that like aren't necessarily egregious, like they're not crazy, but maybe like like for instance, like there's video game content is very popular. Obviously, Twitch is really the video games is the foundation and bedrock of that platform because you can do stuff like this while you're video gaming. It's just another form of streaming. But there's some video game streamers who like because of how they talk, like they can't monetize in advertising, but they get around it some type of way. Basically, all I'm getting at is they're just whining and complaining and playing the victim. Like they're really just a bunch of losers. Like they're just upset because people don't want what they're selling. That's it. Like because no one's stopping you from saying these things. And I don't see how they don't recognize that.
All these kids
I mean, maybe they do, but it's not a winning strategy.
have huge audiences that come to see them, and that's great. That's fine. They're all speaking. They're not. Their speech isn't under threat. There weren't any cops coming to shut down the Turning Point USA thing. But here's the thing. You care. You say you care about the fentanyl crisis and our kids.
I care deeply.
Okay, right. So if you care so
How
deeply
many
about
people-
this, couldn't you actually do something about it if you stopped the bullshit about the last election? If you just acknowledged that Trump had lost and acknowledged that you had lost, you'd probably be in good shape to do something. You probably would have won your governor's race had you just talked about things people cared about instead of the election fraud. So sometimes don't you ever think to yourself, I wish I could just stop talking about this fake thing that Donald Trump made me make up so that I could actually talk about the stuff that's important? Because we agree about fentanyl. I agree. I wish we could deal with that.
I talked about that all the time at the campaign trail. I'm sorry you weren't with me.
watched you.
I'm sorry you weren't with me every step of the way. The people of Arizona understand me, and they know me, and they care about me, and I care about them. And I care about them. Getting them better, freeing the people who are held political prisoners. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I think you are still a little extreme. That's okay though. It's good to see you again.
It's
We can
wonderful.
keep doing this.
Right. I'd
Keep
love
doing
to.
this. We have some areas of agreement.
Love to.
We agree on the fentanyl thing,
And
then you get into the other stuff.
I'm sorry, but she just never needed to do this. She never needed to jump into politics the way that she did. And I mean, like, maybe she really is. She's just crazy. I think she's just nuts because she had a fine career. She really did. You know, she didn't need for nothing. She didn't want for nothing. Like, she was fine. She was making, you know, she was a very successful news anchor. And you know, a lot of people don't want to hear you say it, but she's a good-looking woman. Like, she has skills, she's talented with certain things. Like, she could have just stayed in media is what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? Like, but her getting into politics in this way really just, I mean, how is she going to backtrack from this? You feel me? Like, what other opportunities does she really have now? Like, you're not going to be Donald Trump's VP. Donald Trump is, you know, he's not, you know, in a position to where we can just say, oh, he may not be the president. He probably won't be the president. You feel me? Like, it's not Donald. Basically, he's not in a position to where, oh, Donald Trump's just going to win it. If he was in that position, he'd be president now. You feel me? So she hopped onto this, you know, losing train. And for what? For what? Like, look at her. Like, she could be standing up with all these cameras on her talking about completely different things, but you know what I'm saying? It's just
Fentanyl thing.
And
then you get into the other stuff.
oh,
But the other
sorry,
stuff is
I'm
what
not
you have
making.
to do. The other stuff you
Sorry,
have to
I'm
do
not
to
making.
see, look, you see, you don't like my music exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't shit. You feel me? Like, if you could forget that it's Carrie Lake, like, if Carrie Lake never would have exposed herself as this loon, then she would just be, I mean, she would just be Carrie Lake from Arizona. You feel me? Like,
Making
win.
you happy.
The other stuff is what I don't know why
Listen.
you're touching me. The other stuff is what you have to do to win, is the thing. That's
Sorry,
the thing.
I'm a mom.
You have to
I'm
do-
sorry, I'm a
that's
mom.
okay. I like to touch too, but
yeah.
you know, in an interview setting, it's a little uncomfortable.
I'm sorry that we don't agree on everything, but what I am not sorry about
Yeah,
is
okay,
that I
we
think
gotta
that
go.
I do believe that we can agree that we both love America.
We do. Well, I know that I love.
I love America.
I do think.
And it's like, what? Oh, okay. I mean, there's not really a lot of like in-depth commentary to give about that, but it's just like, or like Mike Lindell, you know, My Pillow. It's just like, I mean, for what, bro? Like, and this dude bounced back, and I guess, you know, there's a lot of people out here who just are mentally unwell. I mean, I be mentally unwell sometimes. A lot of people go through periods, but some people like crazy for real. Like, I mean, I don't know, because it's like, how do you make it through a period where you on crack? You make it out of that. You build a business that does really well for yourself. You know what I mean? And then you attach yourself to Donald Trump and lose everything. It's just like, it's crazy to think about. Like, all for what? Like, you know. Rachel Campos Duffy hits Trump for losing upscale voters by catering to UFC fights. I don't think that's why he's any votes that Trump's losing, especially if it's on the Republican side. It's not because of this, but let's see what she says.
But there are people passionately for Donald Trump. And last night I was at UFC 295.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched all of them. I went with friends of the program here in Navy SEAL, and right when the main card starts, in walks Donald Trump. And it was the loudest applause of the night for any fighter, for any event. It was, and then the crowd erupted into chants of USA, USA. And look, you just don't get that with many politicians. I understand there's a lot of people on the other side that have the opposite kind of passion towards Donald Trump. I'll never vote for whatever. Okay, I'm just telling you what I witnessed last night.
I would. What was the like? Was it a?
They said USA, USA when he came in. I mean, bro, just get over this dude. Just get over it. And you know, that's the thing. It's like, you know, Democrats right now. I mean, Joe Biden, he's the incumbent president. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the incumbent president. So it's not as if Democrats are in a position to where they could just choose somebody totally different. I mean, we kind of are, but not really. I mean, let's face it. It's not like it will be in 2028. You know, like in 2028, there's going to be a lot of fresh faces. There's going to be more people who are willing to put their hats in the ring and their resources in the ring because it'll make more sense to do it at that time. It'll be easier to win. The slate will be clean. Republicans are going into this to where, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a little bit different, I guess, because 2028's a clean slate. But Trump already lost. They could have scoured the country to pick anybody else. You know, I mean, Joe Biden is not unbeatable, certainly. You feel me? Like if they had a stronger candidate than Donald Trump, at least in that, you know, he wasn't facing all these legal problems, because that's really Donald Trump's biggest issue is all this legal shit that he's in. If Republicans could have found somebody who didn't have those problems and he was just like seemed to have a better future ahead of him, and he had, you know, some of those traits and those characteristics that, you know, make I guess a quote unquote good leader, they could win. But I mean, it's really incredible. Like Donald Trump is beyond the point at this time. It's like they don't have a strategy. The Republican Party they have no strategy at all.
Trick in there?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they do, but it's not working. It's not working. That's the point.
When he came in with Kid Rock, Tucker Carlson, it was a huge. There was Donald Trump Jr.
Yeah.
Dana White.
I saw Dan Bongino there. He wasn't with them, but he was right by. It was Dana White. Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah. Well, that's the kind of crowd.
Exactly. They couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it. And it's like the Republican cars they're trying to start it, but it's just like you know, it's. But again, that's good news for us. It really is.
He attracts people who like to watch UFC, for example. I don't think a lot of those people were at that Tuesday election, for example. The demographic that voted this past week is a little more, they say, is a little more upscale. And so it's interesting to see, will all those will the middle
How uncomfortable they look while she's trying to make a point. They look so uncomfortable, like they don't really want to go down this path. Like, oh no, I don't want any nuance here. I just want Donald Trump to be that dude.
Crowd he attracts people who like to watch UFC, for example. I don't think a lot of those people were at that Tuesday election, for example. The demographic that voted this past week is a little more, they say, is a little more upscale. And so it's interesting to see, will all those will the middle of America, the working class Americans, a lot of them who turn into UFC matches, will they be the ones who turn out in the presidential election? We'll see. It's interesting.
I mean, because again, it's like at the end of the day, look what's happening. You know, it's not like we have one election to look back on. And of course, again, it wouldn't be accurate to say like, oh, Republicans are losing these elections just because of Trump. Like, that of course that plays a part, but you know, Republican policy that really is playing the bigger part. The reversal of Roe v. Wade. They can't just flip the switch and take that back. You know what I'm saying? Like these are, you know, that move, and then the state moves after that. In a lot of these red states, it causes problems on a day-to-day basis. The impacts will continue to pile up. You know, over the next 5 to 10 years, we'll be able to have metadata on it. It hasn't been long enough for there to be any significant metadata, but we're going to be able to look at stuff and look at how many more births there were in this state, how many more child deaths there were in this state, the poverty levels, like the impacts on families, that we'll be able to study all of that in full. So I mean, just the last 40 plus years of the Republican approach basically is just it's over. It's just done. And that's why they're becoming more authoritarian, because it's not working. You know what I mean? Like what else are they going to do? Either they can get more liberal or they can become more authoritarian, and they're going to do the latter, especially in the short term. Okay, this doesn't matter. I just want to see it. I just want to see it. Did Bill Burr's wife, Nina Renee Hill, actually flip off Trump? I think it's just funny again. Like it doesn't matter, but people was on X on X. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let's see. Did she flip him off? I read some of the tweets. All right.
With mixed martial arts fans, I know President Donald Trump taking his octagon side seat for UFC 295.
Kid Rock got a flask full of Bud Light. Yo, he got Bud Light in his flask. That's why he got a flask, because he don't want nobody to know. He'd be like, "No, this is whiskey, brother." But it's Bud Light.
We got 2 title fights coming up at UFC 295 here in a matter of moments.
My man's got a pocket full of lint and Bud Light. Okay, this is just funny. Boycott Nia Renee Hill and husband Bill Burr. She's disgusting. Flipping off President Trump won't be tolerated. We won't tolerate it. Need to show how nasty Bill Burr's wife is. She's nasty. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, it's bringing it over to X. Hold up. Oh yeah, she definitely flicked him off. Hold up. I'm about to open it up on this other page. Right, the entourage was lame as hell. That was the lamest entourage ever. Hello, here we go. She definitely flicked him off. She's a nasty woman. Nasty woman. Don't flip off my president. That's my president. I find it a tad bit ironic that some of the same people who fly "fuck Biden" flags on their lawn for my 6-year-old to read are angry that stand-up comedian Bill Burr's wife, Nia Renee Hill, flipped off Donald Trump while attending a UFC 295 match. Okay, it was just again, it was just funny. I just wanted to look at it because I was curious to see. But nah, facts, absolutely undercover Bud Light drinker. He got that in his flask. Nasty. Exactly. Nasty woman. The nasty injustice system. The nasty injustice system. He's so ridiculous. We've just become used to him. Like, we used to Donald Trump, but like he's seriously like one of the most ridiculous people anyone has ever seen. It's like, what is wrong with this dude? I'm completely innocent, 100% innocent. The judge wouldn't let me present 100% evidence. This will 100% exonerate me. He's such a blast. We just can't let him win. We just can't let him get in the White House. But if we can keep this man out of the White House, he's just so much fun. I mean, all right, here we go. MAGA supporter at rally hypes civil war and political arrest to NBC News. The police are probably with us.
conversations. We saw what happened on January 6th. Folks are willing to go to bat for the man, right? And I don't know what comes next, but we know that there are legions of folks out there, millions of them, that believe the conspiracies that not only is Joe Biden, but members of his administration, members of the military are out to undermine the MAGA movement. I want to let you just listen to one man. I can't tell you the number of conversations like this that take part at rallies every time I go. Take a listen.
Okay.
When you say go after them, what do you mean?
Arrest them, imprison them for violating our Constitution.
How do you do that?
Police are probably with us.
I mean, the police will be on the side of
the Patriots. They sure will.
Just make it happen.
Corrupted yet, as far as I know.
Just make it happen. Just rally them up, throw them in jail. Hold on, what is this? Stunning Trump tapes on behalf he'd be reinstated. A woman outside Trump rally says she's against Biden because her hometown has been totally infiltrated. Chris Wallace asked Barry Manilow why it took so long for him to come out as gay. I don't even know who Barry Manilow is. So I don't know who that is. Trump is again confused. Trump mixes up who is president during speech. Media calls him out. Okay, that's pretty light. That's pretty weak sauce when it comes to Donald Trump. Hold up. Liz Cheney. Nah, we don't gotta look at that. It's only Monday, and I'm finna be on with Mondale Robinson. I got other stuff pulled up. I'm just trying to see if maybe we're missing anything from this front page. Okay. On to the next. What we got? We got my man's Actually, before that, let's see. Tim Scott, he suspends his campaign. Thanking God her contract ended. Everyone wants to know what happens to Tim Scott's girlfriend after he suspends presidential campaign. He hired what they say he hired somebody to be his girlfriend real quick. Hold up.
When I go back to Iowa, it will not be as a presidential candidate. I am suspending my campaign. I think the voters who are the most remarkable people on the planet have been really clear that they're telling me not now, Tim. I don't think they're saying, Trey, no, but I do think they're saying not now. And so I'm going to respect the voters, and I'm going to hold on and keep working really hard and look forward to another opportunity.
Okay, well, apparently we need to see what's up with my man's Barry Manilow, because I'm checking out the chat right now. So we're gonna go ahead and look at that right now. But after we go through with Tim Scott. I know Tim Scott's girlfriend is over there thanking God that her contract ended early. Oh, that's Sweet Caroline. Oh, okay. His campaign was so lame. He was just like, America's not racist at all. That was his whole campaign. Tim Scott's whole campaign was, there's no such thing as racism in modern times. Vote for me. I'm Tim Scott. I'm a black Republican. Like he wasn't talking about nothing. That was the whole thing on the whole. That was it. And he would not go anywhere near criticizing Donald Trump.
To say, yes, I liked him then, or I liked elements of what he did.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. But his campaign was just Yeah, he does. He definitely looked like that boy. That boy out there like this. Ah! Hell nah. All right, let's see what's up. Let's see what's up with Manilow real quick. See, yo, So Life is funny as hell. CNN's Chris Wallace ass. You see, now we had to look at the look, he definitely does, man. Hold up. Hold up, we gotta do this. We got the Murphy show in the building. Was popping. Hold up real quick. Boop. Just like that. But no, whatever. Here we go. We going back. We going back into Barry Manilow because I mean, especially since y'all done dropped a couple of the songs. Yeah, I know for sure.
You married your high school sweetheart. You were married for about a year. That's not how you ended up. So how did Barry Pincus married to a woman evolve?
Music did it. I, we had a very nice marriage. It was great, but I was away every night making music, as a young musician would be, and it wasn't good for me, and it wasn't good for her. I couldn't be the proper husband.
Well, at that point, did you know you were gay?
Yeah, we all do when we're 5 years old or something. But I was very happy being.
It's amazing how common that is, and how so many people just don't want to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be like, you hear people who have, maybe gotten to a place where they're just, comfortable being openly gay. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I've known since I was like 3. I've known since I was like 5. Oh yeah, I've known since I was like 6. And then people will be like, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. There has to be something else going on. Like, it couldn't just be that people are just like that. That couldn't be the case. It's just like, just let people do what they would. Just let people be, man. Just let people be who they are, and you'll come to find that what big fucking deal is it? But again, I think we're gonna talk about this in our next episode of Lock Talk. Not about him specifically, but just about how there's always a counterculture to cultural progression. You know what I'm saying? So
Married, and I really did love her. But the gay thing was pretty strong. It was strong. I couldn't deny.
With Letter Hack, I'm actually gonna be doing that on Wednesday. Definitely looking forward to that. That's scheduled for the 15th. So check that out. I forgot about that till you mentioned that. But yes, I'll be on with Letter Hack on Wednesday.
In 1978, you met Gary Keefe, who became your manager and is now your husband. I understand everyone's coming out story is different, but you didn't officially announce all this until 2017, and I wonder why it took so long.
I think it was a non-event for me. Really, Gary and I have been together for so long. It just never dawned on me that we were going to come out. But when we got married, it was a big deal. So we did. Gary actually kind of saved my life, because as my career exploded, as I said, it was crazy. It was just crazy. And going back to an empty hotel room, you can get into a lot of trouble if if you're alone night after night after night. But I met Gary right around when it was.
Oh, then yeah, from that perspective, exactly, because how y'all are pointing out that kind of being openly gay, it was just a hassle. It really would have just been a hassle to do simple things, and it still can be today, but especially before like the mid 2000s, like y'all are pointing out. But from that perspective, that's exactly why that counterculture is there, because I remember the good old days when people just kept it to themselves. I remember it's no, but it's like they're serious though. Like they'll say, I remember a time we used to beat people up in the streets for stuff like this, but now, but they for real. So yeah, from that's exactly why that counterculture is always there. But that's why, as progressives, we have to continuously fight and fight harder. You know what I'm saying? Because basically, until the counterculture kind of fizzles out, but it ain't fizzled out yet.
Exploding. And I didn't have to go back to those empty hotel rooms. I had somebody to cry with or to celebrate with.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now what's up? We're gonna run through these last ones, and then let's see. Yeah, there a lot of progress really has been made and you know, in not that long of a time period. But again, that's why there's so much counterculture, and that's why we can't get lazy. Because if we get lazy, then they'll bring us back to the good old days. And nah, fuck all that shit, man. Fuck all of that shit. Chris Christie responds to Trump's vow to, quote, root out left-wing vermin. He's a liar, a thief, a cheater.
Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is no fan of Donald Trump's Veterans Day promise to root out left-wing vermin if he gets another 4 years in the White House. The former president vowed to target vermin in a second term during a New Hampshire rally this week, as well as on Truth Social. Quote, in honor of our great veterans on Veterans Day, we pledge to you that we will root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country, lie, steal, and cheat on elections, and will do anything possible, whether legally or illegally, to destroy America and the American dream, Trump wrote. Quote, the threat from outside forces is far less sinister, dangerous, and grave than the threat from within, unquote. During a Sunday interview on CNN, Christie was asked to respond to the comment. The vocal Trump critic predicted Trump is, quote, going to be convicted, unquote, by the spring, likely in his Georgia racketeering case related to election fraud. It's, quote, laughable that Donald Trump would accuse anyone of lying, cheating, and stealing, said Christie, who's running against the former president in the GOP presidential primary.
A day after the New York Attorney General.
Oh, God, this guy, man. Okay, here we go. Let's see a little bit of the response to that. And then after, we got 4 more, and then I'm going to get ready for Indisputable. Ooh. Joe Scarborough and John Meacham directly equate Trump's vermin speech to Nazism. Opens the door to ghastly crimes.
In honor of our great veterans on Veterans Day, we pledge to you that we will root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and the radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country, that lie and steal and cheat on elections. The threat from outside forces is far less sinister, dangerous, and grave than the threat from within.
All right, let's bring in right now the Rogers Chair in the American Presidency at Vanderbilt University, historian John Meacham. John, I think he should probably pay some royalties to Mussolini's family trust, because when he starts talking about rooting out communists, Marxists, radical left, vermin, destroying the country, he's lifting it from Mussolini and other fascists from the past.
Yeah, and from the Third Reich. And using the 1930s as an example of anything is a fraught enterprise. So this is
used to be.
I'm saying this very,
John, it used to be. It used to be. I think we can at this point with what he has shown us. It's not so fraught anymore when you have a guy that, again, praising violence. I mean, let me add to that what you just heard. Praising violence against Paul Pelosi, praising dictators, Kim Jong-un. In this case, he praises a guy who despises Western democracy, Orban. I think we can talk about the 1930s now, can't we?
Okay. Well, here we go. Because to call your opponents vermin, to dehumanize them, is to not only open the door, but to walk through the door toward the most ghastly kinds of crimes. And gives me no pleasure to start off a Monday morning talking about this. But
yeah, he is mad long-winded.
To all of my Republican friends, and I live in Tennessee, so that's redundant, right? I got Republican friends. For all of those folks, think again, think anew about this. This is not about the age of the incumbent president. This is not about your opinion of the incumbent vice president.
Trump's going to have nothing but psychos and incompetence on his general election campaign. That's it. It's just going to be crazy people and incompetent motherfuckers. That's it. That's all he's going to have, which of course is a problem. But I'm just saying that's where he's at. So, you know, what Jenny just said is true. Like, because I mean, at this point, that's really all. No one else is going to be attached to him. So yeah, this dude is just continuing to go down the maniacal path.
President of the United States. This is about your candidate's front runner, your party's front runner, who is in fact now as clearly as you can do it, is putting American democracy, human rights, the rule of law below his own ambition. And the other thing,
they talking too slow. And I got to get ready for indisputable. So hold up 1 second. Let's see what's up with this. Hold up. I just was curious to see what this article was going to list when I saw the title, 10 things you can't really afford on an average salary. And I was going to see, let's see what they name, because it's many things, but let's see if any of this is surprising. A costly apartment. Oh no, who knew? Who would have thought that? Okay, here we go. What else can we not afford on an average salary? Luxury vacation. Oh, who would have thought that? Who would have thought? New luxury vehicle. None of this is surprising. Home ownership, private yachts. What was the point of this article? Private yachts and aircraft. Who ever thought that they was going to be buying that? High value art and collectibles, fine dining and gourmet food, elite memberships and clubs, private education, major home remodel. When could anybody other than the super wealthy be able to afford stuff like that? Okay. Hold on. Let's see what's up. See what's up with this real quick, and then I'm gonna get ready for indisputable. He will be cruel. Geraldo Rivera rages against Trump's immigration rhetoric. An interview with CNN's Jim Acosta.
Ask you about something else, Geraldo, and that is, over the weekend we saw Trump offering a preview of the actions he would take if he becomes president again. A source telling CNN, this was also reported in the New York Times, Trump plans to round up undocumented immigrants living in the U.S. and place them in detention camps. He'd also re-implement his so-called Muslim ban, use Title 42 to turn away asylum seekers, speed up mass deportations. Trump is also saying he'd indict his political opponents if he's reelected. What's your reaction when you hear this kind of stuff about what Trump would do in a second term?
Trump sees immigration, Jim, as his abortion, in the sense that this is something that he believes can appeal to his base and beyond. Biden's kindness has had a toxic impact. It has had exactly the opposite to the intended impact. It's been a welcome mat. And as a result, the southern border has been overrun and has given Trump and the Republicans an issue to run on.
But Geraldo, detention camps.
I believe that with
you think he would do that? You think
in
he's serious?
Dr. Evil in charge, I believe he is serious.
Dr. Evil in charge.
I believe that in his mind.
I mean, there's no real reason to think that he ain't playing. I mean, there's no reason to think that he is playing, rather.
He sees a very simplistic answer to this problem. Brutality. He will deport. He will hold as many as he can, deport as many as he can, as fast as he can. He'll undo the dreamers. He'll make the dreamers into nightmares. He will scare.
I mean, I could bring up Soul Life, but I don't got no control over none of that. I'm just a contracted co-host, so I don't even know how none of that works.
The bejesus out of potential immigrants, and I think it will have a positive impact on the southern border. However cruel he is, the more cruel he is, I think the lower illegal immigration will be. It is sad to say that. I hate that there is a cause and effect. But Trump's tough guy demeanor last time around, even threatening the president of Mexico with cutting off trade, and all the other draconian threats he made had a result to reduce undocumented immigration. He will be cruel.
How does that work? Why isn't Soul Life in the chat for indisputable? Is it like the mods or something? Like how does that shit work? Oh shit, I'll give him a shout out, but I'm just saying, how does that actually work? Like, what's up? Like, what happened?
Cruel, he doesn't care, and the sad thing is, it will appeal to his base in ways that I think will be very disappointing to those of us who want a pluralistic, inclusive society.
But
Well, and two, you know, I mean, Donald Trump he's just in a spiteful position now. He's just going to be out to get everybody, you know, anybody who has caused him trouble in any way that he can appeal to the most fringe elements of society. Okay, now, I don't know if y'all have seen this PSA. I have absolutely no clue if you've seen this PSA. I saw it. Allison Hartson. Oh yeah, I don't know who. Yeah, shit. When we started, at whatever point, I could shout out Soul Life on every show. I could just make a running gag like, "Oh, free Soul Life." But I was just saying, like, I don't know how, I don't know how any of that works because you was mad. You got timed out for censoring someone scroll spamming. Do they have? Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I'll get a shirt made that says "Free Soul Life." That ain't nothing to me. That shit. I could do that anytime. You know what I'm saying? I say "Free Soul Life" whenever. I was just saying. I don't know how any of that actually goes down. Now, yes, I don't know if you've seen this one, and I hope that TikTok don't hate on us like it normally does. But let's see.
It already has some of their Christmas decorations out, and I feel like I should stop for a moment as
of course
a doctor and give a small PSA. Do not put this where it doesn't belong. Do not put this where it doesn't belong. While we're at it, don't put this where it doesn't belong. And this, don't put this where it doesn't belong. Do me a favor and don't put this where it doesn't belong. Or this. Or even this little one. I don't care that this is ribbed. Do not put this where it doesn't belong. Not this. Not this. Don't even think about it. Definitely not. You'll get a splinter. I just know you'll get a splinter.
Hey, but I know people who work in the medical field, like who do different types of stuff, and they say like it'd be people coming in the ER and they just got like the weirdest things, like, you know, out of all the things that you could have put up your ass, why did you choose to put this up your ass? You literally could have got on Amazon and ordered like a million things that are specifically made to go up your ass, but like, I'm gonna put this Christmas tree decoration up there. I think that'll yeah. Hell yeah. What in the butt today? What we gonna put in our ass today? Exactly. It was like they going for some challenges. They're like microphone, microphone, water bottle. Like, god damn, putting a whole speaker in your ass. But yeah, no. It'd be funny. I know, like I said, they'll send me reports and be like, "Look at what this person put in their ass." I'll be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" That's crazy. But look, listen, I'm gonna start saying "Free Soul Life." You feel me? Oh yeah, I feel like I have. Okay, yeah. When you said Allison Hartson, I was like, that name sounds familiar, but But yeah, I could start saying free so life. You feel me? I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why the hell not? We get some hoodies made. I'm getting my money up so I can invest in some stuff, because ain't shit free. So I can invest in some things. I'm gonna give me a free Soul Life shirt. But look, I'm about to get ready for Indisputable, which is at 2:30. We got to get Soul Life back in there, man. We can't let Soul Life be in fucking what is it? Chat jail. That's whack. Why they kick you out? They don't want the chat to be fun. That's all it is. They just don't want the chat to be fun. But thank y'all everybody for tuning in. We're gonna have a great week. I got a lot of work to do. But again, I'm feeling good about the close of the year. I'm feeling good about 2024 in terms of this channel, this platform. And I got a lot of things in store that are gonna just allow us to keep growing, keep bringing people in. As soon as I can, I'm gonna bring an editor onto the platform because that will just really help us to grow and just make better content too. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hold on, you said right. We get Soul Life Airbrush tea. But yeah, no, again, I appreciate all of y'all. And let's go ahead and have a good week together. Again, we at least for a while, we're not gonna do the music and the smoking on the show because it's just, at this point, it's just kind of counterproductive. Unless we can really figure out a sure way around it. But other than that, man, y'all have a good afternoon and catch me on Indisputable. And other than that,